Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about 2025. It is an unsettled year because all the major planets are changing signs. Saturn is moving into Pisces, Rahu Ketu are moving back into Aquarius, Leo, and Jupiter is actually changing 3 times its sign. Plus, Venus is having a very difficult retrograde. So that means that we have to watch for 2025 to see, how we handle this situation. Let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking 2025 planets. And this is an overview of the planets. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Also, I am doing a temple trip in February 2025 on Rahu Ketu. This is part of the Rahu Ketu, Rahu conjunction with Saturn in April and Ketu conjunction with Mars in July. The trip was part of, I did the goddess trip. You may have seen some photographs of that. And now we are doing the Rahu Ketu trip so that we are doing the remedy for these challenging positions beforehand. So you can look up all the details on my website, komilla.com. And the early bird is now, so you have to be quick. I'm almost full with this trip. So if you're interested, look it up and book early as well. So what about 2025? So I am doing a number of recordings for 2025. I have been away on the goddess trip yatra for the last 15 days. I went to all the goddess temples of North India, and not all, but most, and then went to the Golden Temple. And so we are back now in Chandigarh. I'm recording from my home in Chandigarh, and I'm going to be doing the recordings. Overall, each section I will do separately. But today we are concentrating on the overview of 2025. So there are a number of major factors, but think about 2025 as an unsettled year, changeable, lots of different energies coming, and how are we going to handle it is the important one. The main aspects of 2025 is that Saturn changes signs, moves from Aquarius to Pisces, and it will remain in Pisces for 2.5 years in March. And as soon as it moves into Pisces, it has a clash with Rahu. And then the second important factor is that Rahu Ketu change signs, and Rahu Ketu will change signs in May 2025. They'll go into Aquarius Leo axis. That means the eclipses are in a new place and new energy. And Jupiter will change 3 times. It starts with Taurus, then goes into Gemini, Cancer, retrograde back into Gemini. So these are the major planets that we view. And all these major planets are making changes. That means they are going to affect different areas of our chart, different areas of our life, and we should be prepared for it. Sometimes we can't be prepared because things are not beyond our imagination. But this is the important thing. Then the other 2 planets that are very important, Venus is going to be exalted in the first part of the year, and it is going to retrograde. And then when it retrogrades, it gets stuck between Saturn and Rahu. So that is not it becomes that the second part of Venus's transit is quite fraught. And the big Saturn-Rahu conjunction of 2025, Venus is also involved, and then Venus goes direct, and then it remains within Saturn and Rahu. And so it is complicated, Venus's transit. And then Mars, we start the year, Mars is in Cancer, debilitated. It goes back to Gemini. It goes forward into Cancer again. And then it's only in June that Mars goes into Leo. And of course, by the time it goes into Leo, Ketu is there. So it sets itself for a conjunction with Ketu. And then it goes strong. It goes into Scorpio. It is powerful. But, with the overall aspect of these transits of these planets, it's quite complicated. And we need to be prepared for it. Then the big thing everybody's talking about is Saturn-Rahu conjunction. The exact conjunction is on 14th of April, 2025. Saturn changes signs on 29th of March. And the moment it changes signs, Rahu is in Pisces. So Saturn goes from Aquarius, own sign, into Pisces. And then it will clash with Rahu, exact conjunction on 14th of April. And it remains with Rahu till May, till Rahu changes signs and moves into Aquarius. So that is the big conjunction. Rahu-Saturn happen once every 11 years. So it is the second most rarest conjunction. Jupiter-Saturn once every 20 years, Rahu-Saturn once every 11 years. And then, Saturn going into Pisces means a different Sadesati for different signs. Aries starts Sadesati, Pisces is an intense Sadesati, and Aquarius is still in Sadesati. Of course, Capricorn moons will lose their Sadesati. And of course, if you have any planets in Pisces, they will get affected by Saturn and continue to be affected by Saturn. Like, I have Pisces ascendant. So Saturn will go over my ascendant. So that is one of the reasons that I'm honoring these energies by doing the yatra and the pilgrimage. First to the goddess and Shani temples in North India, and then same to do Rahu, Ketu, and Shani and goddess in South India and Kerala. So it is important, all of you should be thinking about doing some remedies as the Saturn changes signs. May 2025, Rahu, Ketu will move back into Aquarius. Means new set of eclipses are taking place and a new energy that we have to think about, and means different areas get activated and get more affected because Ketu is transiting Leo, and I'll be discussing all the eclipses. Actually, the Leo Aquarius eclipse, the first eclipse is going to start in as early as 14th of March, and then knowledge of eclipses things, separate section of each of these things I'll talk about. And then Jupiter is doing something amazing this year. He starts very steady in Taurus, fixed sign. It's also the Kumbh Mela at the beginning of January, celebrating Jupiter and Taurus. And then in May, Jupiter changes signs. It will go into Gemini. Then around October, Jupiter will go into Cancer, then retrograde, just little bit into Cancer, then retrograde back there and go back into Gemini. So Jupiter has 3 signs. So again, that, all these changes can promote instability, especially if you feel unstable yourself as well. So it is really important to understand these energies. And Jupiter doesn't have any conjunction just now, any major planetary conjunction. And then Venus starts off with the good energy because Venus will be in Pisces exalted. It is with Rahu. So we will have 3 Venus-Rahu conjunctions. But the thing is that Venus is the guru of Rahu, Shukracharya. So Venus is okay with Rahu, but the fact that when it retrogrades, it gets stuck between Rahu and Saturn. And in the conjunction of 14th of April of Rahu, Saturn, Venus is very much starring, and it's also in planetary war with Mercury. So there's a lot of messed up energy and strong yet troubled. And finally, Mars, which is in Cancer right now. It remains in Cancer till middle of the year, then goes back into Gemini. I already made a video about Mars in Gemini Cancer, so you do watch that. But then we see that Mars goes into Leo on 6th of June, which is good news. But it is going to be with Ketu. So Mars Ketu, once every 2 years conjunction, always a complicated one. And then Mars goes into Strength, but we have to watch these things. And overall, if you take 2025, the main timings to watch are April and May, because all the major shifts take place at that time. The major conjunctions, Rahu Ketu change sign, Saturn changes sign, end of March, 29th of March, Saturn changes signs, and then, Rahu Ketu and Jupiter change sign. So that is the time that we have to really manage everything. And as I said, I'll be making some separate videos for all the 2025 energy. And I should start doing it immediately. So watch out for it. Thank you very much. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification.